What's up, you beautiful Redditors? Hope you're having a fantastic Monday. Welcome to the RNews Evening Show. And let's just jump into it. From r/politics, FBI investigating Trump Caravan swarming of Biden bus on Texas interstate report. The same black truck that bumps into the white car also tried to run over BLM protesters back in Sept. www.kens5.com vm.tiktok.com edit. For all the Trumpers claiming that it was actually the SUV who initiated the incident. Video: the white SUV was behind the bus from the beginning. Edit number 2, thank you so much for all the awards and Reddit gold. Edit number 3, I'm actually a libertarian. But, screw it, I'm voting Biden 2020. Trump is too dangerous to take a chance on. His supporters are absolutely unhinged, and will do anything they can to try and help him win. This needs to end. I'll swallow my pride for this election. Biden 2020 it is. Maybe the FBI will examine the license plates on both videos. If they can identify a woman by her Etsy shirt, they can ID these buttholes by their license plates. This needs to be higher. That chuckle freak needs to be made an example of, impound his vehicle and throw his butt in jail to cool his heels for a while. He's going to get someone killed. He has no business having a driver's license if he thinks it's funny to use a vehicle like a weapon. If you impounded his $60,000 truck, where would he live? Easy. He's most likely law enforcement. Makes you wonder if the Trump fanboys are acting like this before the election. What are they gonna do if Trump loses? You're watching the RNews show. From r/news. I'm shaking right now. CNN reporter describes 3 racist attacks within an hour. CNN video. Old man came up to her, pulled down his mask and said, "Ni hao, ching chong," and walked away. She confronted him later and he said, "I don't know what you are talking about, young dude." Without a mask comes up to her later and asks if she speaks English. She responds, "What makes you think I wouldn't speak English?" Quote. He asks, "Well, what languages do you speak?" She says, "Well, obviously English and also Spanish." Young guy begins to get closer to her and speaking incoherently, kind of making fun of Asian languages. Other people yell at him to back off. Producer calls police. Officer gets into his face real close and tells him that asking someone if they speak English isn't racist. Officer gets into his face real close and tells him that asking someone if they speak English isn't racist. Holy crap. I did not expect this. But am I surprised? No. The same type of people asking if she can speak English can only understand a basic level of it. Likely an even low level of reading comprehension. I experienced that when I was 17. I was working at Walmart and a European white woman came through the line. With a very thick accent and terrible grammar, she asked me to do 2 different transactions. Then she looked at me and my brown skin and said, "Are you sure you understand? I know sometimes you people don't speak English." Yeah, my English was way better than hers. This is how animals act when you have them backed into corners that they put themselves in. You're watching the RNews show. From r/politics, Trump cheers on MAGA caravan that ambushed Biden bus. I'm so sick and tired of this bullcrap. Respectful political debate and disagreement was already on its deathbed in this country. But Trump and his supporters put a pillow over its face and called the funeral home. Yep, and I'm the butthole for being short with pseudo-intellectual MAGA dipshits on Facebook calling them out on their bullcrap. I used to love having political debates. But after 2008 it became nearly impossible to have reasonable debates because reality split and they all became mush-brained conspiracy goblins. Edit. Spelling. Frick Trump. And frick every single person that would vote for him. This will invite even more violence. Hopefully all the license plates are on video, and the terrorists are arrested. Highly probable some of those plates belong to the people whose job it would be to make those arrests. Unfortunately, he wants violence. If he loses the election, he wants people to literally fight for him to stay. A little sneak peek of november.m.wikipedia.org. There is no doubt that the president is a domestic terrorist and a Russian asset. Imagine a BLM or Antifa caravan attacking a Trump bus. There would be a sea of conservative tears and more executive actions and Twitter rants than ever seen before. You're watching the RNews show. From r/news. Critical mail delays hit swing states ahead of U.S. election. If you still have your ballot, then return it in person. If you've already mailed your ballot back, then track it. If your ballot hasn't been delivered back to the elections office by November 3rd, or if you never received your ballot at all, then go vote in person on November 3rd using a provisional ballot. Love seeing how passionate the Americans are about the democratic process right now. We're freaking scared, man. How do you track your ballot? Ballot tracks, Google it. Ballot tracks. It would have been easier just to type ballottracks.com, lol. Reminder that Trump's appointed postmaster, Louis DeJoy, owns $30 million in XPO Logistics stock, a USPS contractor. He gets paid $300,000 a year as Postmaster General. If anyone is interested, here's a dashboard I'm building that tracks government contracts to publicly traded companies. DeJoy's former companies were bad on a lot of levels. People should be either dropping off their ballots or voting in person. We've had plenty of warning that this would happen. You're watching the RNEWS show. From r/politics, Republican Senate candidates are chickening out of their debates from Maine to Mississippi. They don't have a platform, they don't have a policy. They can't even give any solid answers on basic softball forward-thinking questions. The last 4 years has been an absolute waste of congressional resources. They can't even bring themselves to say Nazis are bad because that's who their base is now. Meanwhile, Biden is pulling ads from Facebook because they're not being shown. I only see Trump ads. Probably my fault for talking more negatively about Trump than saying anything about Biden. Asterisk would like to update that I have recently begun to see ads for the Democratic Party candidate for my local state Senate race. So that's nice. You're wasting his ad budget. Lol. Whenever I see a Trump ad, I click it, and fill out their web form with fake info. It takes their money, and I fill their database with useless junk they have to sort. Good time. They won't debate in the future either. They will double down on social media propaganda from here on out. The snowflakiest snowflake. The superlativist superlative. It's almost like the side with all the toxic masculinity is full of weenies. You're watching the RNEWS show. From r/uplifting news. I am free. Colorado grandfather comes out as gay at age 90. When COVID has been vanquished, he really needs to make some friends at a local gay bar. I'm sure he would be popular. I'm glad he's out now, but this seems really sad. Not uplifting. The article says he knew when he was 12 and implies that he is a widower. It is a shame he spent so long pretending. I always feel bad for the wife in this situation. I completely understand the societal pressures he was under, but she deserved love and for someone to be sexually attracted to her as well. It's terrible all around. Strange how a man can have sex with women then claim to be gay and would never be questioned. But if he has sex with men then tells people he's straight, he would be mocked. How sad he lived his entire life in hiding. Maybe he completed heterosexuality. Maybe he what? Completed heterosexuality. What does that even mean, lol? I am happy for him that he came out and can finally be himself. But the article says he was married. My boyfriend's grandfather is gay, but he was married to a woman for many years. Had 4 children with her and then admitted he was gay. He destroyed her. He was living a lie and in the meantime lying to his wife who thought they were in love. It's the terrible thing to do to a person. And that's where we're going to end today's show. But if you like what you saw, leave a like. And if you want to see more of the RNEWS show, hit that subscribe button. As always, this has been the RNEWS show and I'll see you tomorrow.